harder drugs. Like, what is G and K? I actually...
K is ketamine.
G is
Ketamine.
8. What is G?
K is ketamine.
What's ketamine?
K is
Cat
ketamine. K is
ketamine.
ketamine. G is GHB, which
There
I
you
think
go.
is like the
date rape drug.
Is it common that people like...
In certain
I think it's
scenes?
the most common
Yeah, in
gay
certain
drug.
scenes, and a lot of people
Wait,
drop
like,
dead of that.
gay people like
So,
doing it to each other,
I
like to
think,
try
No,
and...
no.
So-
This is self-inflicted. Like,
Yeah.
they are
Has no
knowingly...
hangover,
Yeah.
no calories,
Right.
makes you feel like you're really drunk. I've never done it personally, but I've seen multiple friends what they call fall out on it, where they do too much. If you left it in a plastic cup, it'll burn through the cup.
Yeah, it's really
So-
bad.
Why?
Is this a thing that people actually talk about? Like people...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's like
really
a fun
cool.
thing.
it's
Like,
down-
So it's
downplaying.
cool.
Yeah,
No,
people
it's
who
not.
do it
It's
together,
downplayed.
like
It's
they...
she went in a... She
G-teeny,
fell out last
yeah.
night. Oh my God, it was so funny.
G-teenies.
Like, she was in a corner, she fell out.
do the whole alphabet. People people take pride in being able to dose themselves so that they like get just the right amount of high without falling out or like.
With their timer going on their phone.
Yeah,
and
it's
everything.
embarrassing.
I think the mindset behind it is that like you don't get a hangover. A lot of people, people that work out a lot, like they have really great bodies, huge guys. They go out to the circuit parties. They take
What is a circuit party?
It's
It's a giant
dance party.
Dance party. Just they called
Shirts
it
are not
circuit
allowed.
because it became a circuit party because they traveled on a circuit. So it was like a rotating city of places, like the red party being in White.
Is that
Palm
like
Springs.
a very key drug place?
For
Like
sure.
Yeah.
But G became prevalent and ecstasy because there was no calories really. So they could like do these drugs, not have to waste money on booze, take it all night, pop one pill, but then they don't pay attention, lose control, and really hurt
And you can still go to
themselves.
the gym in the morning the next day.
Well, in
Unless you're dead.
Unless you're dead.
So what? Yeah.
Unless you
What
die.
are the cons to these
God.
type of drugs?
that.
Well, besides death, like
Addiction.
if
I mean,
there is no down,
They make
you
you
know?
look fucking cracked
Well,
out.
all of it
and not
messes up
cute.
with your
Like it
sleep.
makes you
Yeah.
not look cute.
You don't. I mean, you're stimulated and you're not getting sleep. You're not eating. So anything that would happen normally if you're not getting those kind of things, right? So you look fairly sickly. But to your point, because these big parties and everyone looks so like glamorous and they're so in shape, I think it kind of masks some of the effects because you look all sunken in the face, but you got pecs and abs. So I mean, it's a big deal. Like it's really frustrating because I do know people who do that stuff, and like you'll hear stories of like somebody dropping dead at one of these big parties that they were at, and you would think like, oh shit, you dodged a bullet, like learn, and they're like, meh.
So
It's
Not
like these
me.
big, huge guys, like
It's not just big guys, but it's a lot of guys.
But like what you see, you're at a party, you see a big giant guy, and like a little like this little liquid can just like bring him down like a house.
I've heard
You
when people
can
are
get
on it,
addicted
you're
to
like on autopilot, like you're kind of like swaying. You're not even all there. Like if you go to any of these parties, there's always like EMTs on the side because there's always someone like having too much anything.
I know somebody that takes it all day long.
Ooh,
Yeah.
who are they? don't
Oh,
say.
you know him.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Can you get addicted to G and K and?
You can definitely get addicted to G. I know somebody that does it all day long. Like it's their daily ritual. They wake up, they take a dose, and they keep dosing all
I don't
day
think it
long.
has addictive properties, but you can get addicted to any substance, right?
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit addicted to lip gloss, but like we all have our issues.
So you might not OD on that. Maybe.
You use it. You use it
Are
for
there
a
specific
reason.
clubs or places to go where like, oh, this club in LA is where
After
a lo-
hours.
Yeah.
Anywhere after
Anywhere.
hours.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you think
House
about
party,
it,
whatever.
if they're not selling alcohol at a certain time and people are still actively moving and grooving, there's something giving them that.
So
I
is
always
it
say
any
nothing
bar,
good
any club?
happens after midnight.
You said there are EMTs there. Why is it
Or
just...
really good stuff happens.
So these giant circuit parties would rather employ EMTs to be on the scene
Instead of just taking it away,
because it's more expensive and it rests with their insurance policies and all sort of stuff. If they have stretchers and ambulances coming, so they have an area where they just have EMTs ready.
And to be fair, like if you go to Coachella and shit, they've also
have the same
got
thing.
so it's for
It's not
security.
just
It's
gay.
not just gays, but
Well, that's also because people are doing drugs at those places and they need to be prepared.
but that's the thing. Like they're not fixing like, oh, I stubbed my toe, give me a Band-Aid. They're like,
Because that's
eh,
what
my
you said,
friend like
everyone's
passed
doing
out,
it, we
he's
know
dying.
it's-
You guys think that there is a problem with substance abuse in the gay community?
Yes.
like I think
sure.
substances in general have an issue, right? We have a hard time in all things in America and a lot of other places just with control and balance.
Do you think it's like people are going to drugs? Like, why would it be more prevalent in the gay communities?
Escapism.
Exactly. When you have to hide your sexuality, like growing up, it messes with you.
I think that, and then once you find a group of people who you kind of mesh with, and if that's what they're doing, you kind of follow the leader. I mean, that's the one thing that is kind of a big about these circuits, and now what's a big, like these tribes, like these groups that you categorize are in, right? So if you're like a muscle bitch or a twink, so you kind of follow.
A what?
Muscle bitch.
I made that one up. That's a new one.
He's looking at me when he said that.
Is that a compliment?
That was like, that's more twunk. But it's like, but I think it's a problem, I think, across all groups, but I think with the gays specifically, I mean, we got a couple of things, right? We're a lot more outgoing, we like to socialize more, we go out more, we're a little more money, you know, and even when we don't have money, we have those credit cards. So I think we kind of have to live to a higher standard because of this kind of like
we're so
vibe that we
sensitive to
build.
like people's peer pressure too, because we finally belong somewhere, and especially like in a club culture, where that's kind of all we have. Like we can't just go to like the grocery store out in fucking Chatsworth and meet somebody.
You wear a jockstrap in sequence when you do it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's an escapism thing. They're trying to like let go of reality, and that's
For
where
sure.
that's where it all stems from, right?
Definitely. I mean, because you see people who are much older in years, and you would think they would be wiser, but it's like the whole Peter, you know, like they're reliving the years that they weren't able to because of times when. I mean, we're at different times where like now people our age can be more free and like. You know, you can go to prom with your boyfriend and stuff, right? But then you got like this whole group of guys who back in their day was all hidden, so they're now living their 20s, 30s, or in their 50s, 60s, and they're like doing these hard drugs.
I mean, why do you think then it's still a big problem if people are becoming more accepting to it and they don't need to hide as much?
I think that's the problem, that like it's becoming more accepting in our community. Like,
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
I see.
we give it different names. Like instead of calling it meth, we call it T. And instead of calling it GHB, we call it G. We're like normalizing it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we're like creating the system where we just think it's normal. Like I meet somebody, not you. I meet somebody. I meet somebody and they're doing it, and like you just know, like okay, they're doing it. Like they're on G. Like that's you don't judge it.
But
Is
you
it
have
very-
a
like, it's
choice
just-
to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, everybody's doing it. I'm gonna do it. I've never done drugs.
Yeah,
in
I'm
my
not saying
life,
like
so
you
I'm
do
not
it because
gonna-
someone else is doing it, but like you accept it. Like they're doing G. Oh, like,
that's normal.
That's them. Like they're on
It's
G
not
all
like,
the time.
oh
like
my
that's their
God.
thing, you know.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
you're not like,
you're
oh my God, G, what's that? Like it's just normalized a little
That's
bit.
me over there. That's
Yeah,
I'm
that's
that
you.
guy.
You're like,
no, I
clenching your pearls.
and all.
I think a lot of, like you said, a lot of drugs are just normal. Like I remember my first day at my office in New York when I was 23 years old. My manager, I was at a very high-end fashion company, and we were going to a morning meeting at 10:30 in the morning. She goes, "Do you want a bump?"
What's a bump?
Jesus.
I
Yeah.
have cocaine.
Of cocaine.
Of cocaine.
It's a little bit,
That'll
just
wake
a little
you
bit.
up.
10:30 in the morning to
Oh,
go to a
yeah.
morning meeting. But I was in the high fashion industry on Fifth Avenue. This was like normal because we had to like maintain this pace. Do this sort
I
of
think
thing.
it just, you know, it becomes accepted and it's like cool, just like, you know, having a cigarette's become that like kind of norm. And I think in certain groups, and unfortunately with the gay, some of these drugs are like, it's not a big deal.